Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we've got Machamp. Now I've got two generic sets of Machamp, one Dynamax set and one Gigantamax set because obviously Machamp has a Gigantamax form. So Machamp has really high attack stat base 130, relatively good defenses and relatively good HP, but his speed is not particularly amazing. So the first set that we have today is a power-up punch set. Now, power-up punch is a transfer-only move, so you do have to transfer from a previous generation with a Machamp that does have a power-up punch on it. The power-up punch can then be used with to increase the attack stat by one stage. So if you increased it by one stage, you're looking at near base 600 attack stat, which is really high, and you haven't even considered things like stab on there as well. I've got No Guard as the ability on here. You could always go for Steadfast if you wanted to increase speed if you flinch, but I think No Guard works well with the Cross Chop and Stone Edge having a chance to miss. We've got Assault Vest on here to raise up your special defense a little bit more, having 1.5 times. That basically allows you to be able to live a few more special hits that you may not have lived before. We've got Cross Chop as a strong fighting type attack. You've got Stone Edge to hit things like flying types, and then Thunder Punch, again hitting flying types and a variety of other Pokemon as well. Now EV's gone for max HP and max attack with an Adamant Nature, some more attack, less special attack, and 4 EVs and special defense. So yeah, the idea here is to set up a power punch, maybe 2, and then go to town using the different moves that you might need to use. Obviously you are going to dwindle down your health a little bit, so maybe have a Wish Pokemon in the back to support you here. Now, the second set we have is a set that I saw years ago, and I can't actually remember who I saw use it, but it's a Choice Specs set. Now, I've changed it a little bit than it was back then, but Choice Specs Machamp is really interesting, especially with the No Guard ability. It allows for the Fire Blast and Focus Blast to be 100% accurate when they are generally really low on their accuracy. So, having those there, being able to hit 100% of the time is actually quite beneficial. I've put Detect on here as well. That allows you to scout out some moves on what different Pokemon might be using and just basically give you an informed decision on what you can do. And then I've put Encore as well, so if they decide to use something like Knockoff, they get rid of your item, but you can Encore them into Knockoff and essentially get them stuck in there or force a switch. So that can be really effective sometimes. Or if they've done Toxic or something, or Will-O-Wisp, for example. EVs, I've gone for max HP and max special attack with a modest nature, so more special attack, less attack, and 4 EVs and special defense. So yeah, this is much more of a gimmicky set, but I remember seeing this years ago, and I just thought I have to put this in here because it's such a quirky set, and with No Guard, it does actually make some sense. Now, the third Machamp set we have is a Flame Orb Gut set, but this is with Dynamax. So, essentially the idea here, the Flame Orb would activate and your Guts would activate. I'm not sure if that doubles your attack power. 1.5 times your attack power. Yeah, so 1.5 times the attack power. What you would do is you would Dynamax your first turn, you would close combat, which would turn to Max Knuckle. You do that 3 times, and that would raise your attack up by 3 stages, so 2.5 times. You've got that 1.5 times from the Guts as well. You are going to have an absolutely huge attack stat that's probably going to sweep if you can do this. Then you've got Darkest Lariat, which avoids the setup of the opposing Pokemon. So if you've got something that's set up its defense really high, Darkest Lariat can be really effective in helping out with that. And then you've got Bullet Punch, which is a priority move, which is really handy to have. And just can hit a variety of different Pokemon, especially Fairy types. So if you've got that raised up and use that Bullet Punch, you're more than likely going to take them out. And then finally I put Facade on here, just because Facade works really well with the burn, it doubles its power, and along with having that amazing attack stat, again, it will do a lot of damage to different things. EVs, again, max HP, max attack with an Adamant Nature, some more attack, and less special attack, and 4 EVs and special defense. You could run max speed, but I wouldn't recommend it just because Machamp is a really quite slow Pokemon. But yeah, finally we have the Gigantamax Machamp. Now, what you should know about Gigantamax Machamp is that its Max Knuckles turn into Max Chi Strike. So it doesn't increase the attack stat, which can be a little bit of a bother, but it does increase the chance of critical hits. Now, I've put the scope lens on here, so you can use the Dynamax Punch as Max Chi Strike to increase your attacks, not your attack stat, increase your chance of critical hit by 2 stages. Or 3 stages, and that would basically ensure that you would crit 100% of the time. And the good thing about crits is that it doesn't take into account any setups on the opposing Pokemon. So let's say they've got to, for example, +6 with Iron Defense, for example. I know not many people use Iron Defense, but this is just an example. You could then use Dynamic Punch or any of those moves, and it would critical hit, so it would avoid that +6 and just pay attention to the original stats, which is really, really effective with the critical hit there. I've put Darkest Lariat on here again. I explained that earlier, so I'm not going to go over that again. We've got Earthquake, which is powerful ground type attack, and Ice Punch, again, to hit things like flying types. Obviously, this is a bit more quirky set. I think G-Max Machamp is a little bit disappointing. It's Max Chi is not the best move in the world, so this is more of a quirky set. I'd recommend just going for the typical Dynamax set, if I'm honest, rather than going for the G-Max. Anyways, EVs, we've got Max HP and Max Attack again, Adamant Nature, so same as before. That is all for today, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.